and I want to welcome you to another episode of Beyond the Surface Radio. I'm your host, Dr. Wanda J. Evans-Brewer, and today I want to speak about building your house on rocks or sand. All right, this is sort of inspired because for a while, at least over a year or more, there's been a push to get me to want to build something in Ghana, particularly in my husband's village, Lilonia, where his mother has promised him some land. And there were some demarcations put down. On the demarcation to section off the land, my name was misspelled. So my name is Wanda, W-A-N-D-A. The name placed on the land was Wonderful, W-O-N-D-E-R-F-U-L. The explanation was, well, there's a cousin named that, so the mistake, the elder made the mistake, and so forth and so on. I originally was offered the land as family for $1,000 US. I declined it because I felt like it was a plot for $1,000. It was quite expensive for much of the work I had done out in the community. And to be quite honest with you, I already own land. I own land in Tanzania that I've built a roundhouse on. And that's the area where I have all my assets. I have chickens, I have cows, I have my namesake, I have everything where I have a microfinance company I started there. Everything is there, but I married a West African. So, and then of course I own a home in the U.S. So I'm not really thirsty. I'm not really suffering for housing. My husband is not excited about renting, which most Africans I meet are not excited about renting because they feel like for what you're spending in renting, you could actually take that money and build a house. And I actually agree, except that is a good deal when you feel like you're building your house on rocks as opposed to sand. So it took me back to Matthew 24 through 27. And what that scripture says is, everyone then who hears these words of mine and does them will be like a wise man who built his house on the rock. And the rain fell and the floods came and the winds blew and beat on that house, but it did not fall because it had been founded on the rock. Everyone who hears these words of mine and does not do them will be like a foolish man who built his house on the sand. And the rain fell and the floods came and the winds blew and beat against the house and it fell, and great was the fall of it. The deal feels like sand to me. It doesn't feel like a good deal when you've done a tremendous amount of work in the community, gifting. I established a library. I put lights up at the beach. I organized a beach cleanup. I ran the Leonard Omar Muhammad Race to Read twice so that 4 young people's families got to win a solar panel and a set of books. I fundraised to get a roof and biodigestive toilet for one of the primary schools, VIP school in Lilonia. I held a huge health fair, the one and only health fair. I held that when I came into the country in October. We serviced over 275 people benefited from that health fair. So I've contributed quite a bit to that community. And for them to say, I would like to give you land as family, say that a plot, which it takes 4 plots to make an acre, you can have this plot for $1,000. Then after I said thank you, but no thank you, it got lowered to $200. There's just been a lot of rigmarole around this land. So for me, this is not foundation. This is sand. This is not rocks. This is sand. Rocks would have been, we love you, we appreciate you, we see that you want to build up our community, we're going to dash you this land and watch you grow. And by watching you grow and work and bring your network here, the whole community will prosper. So I'm a grassroots activist as much as I'm a education specialist and I'm a professor. I come from a grassroots background where the grassroots activists would plant themselves in the community and they begin to not only require the work, but they do the work themselves. So they're in the middle of the work and they also modeling and sharing and teaching other people how to maintain the things that they establish and they install. So it's nothing personal. That's not safe turf to me. Whatever I'm building there can't be safe if the gift giver is being misread. So I've said on various occasions, I love the people, but I don't love the mindset, and I don't want land there. I don't want to build there. At this juncture, I'm actually not trying to build in Ghana. I would like to finish the project that I started in Tanzania. And of course, I need to manage the home that I have in the U.S. And I'm comfortable renting here as I'm still figuring out the terrain and the landscape of the country. So, recently we went to Mampong area, Mafi to be exact. And it was so breezy and cool. And I thought, I'm a little bit of a polar bear in Africa. My body temp is always, I'm always sweating, I'm always hot. It would be beautiful if even I considered a far more foresty, cooler area. Instead of, being in Pone where, it's just heat. It's a lot to consider. How often are you going to be among the people? I don't want to be in a gated community like Prom. I'm not really an expat or a repatriate. I'm the wife of a Ghanaian, and I've moved here to see what we can build together in this country. And in the process of doing that, I'm also serving. So I've said to him, and I said to that family, you can build whatever you would like to build. If that land is being encroached on, get your rocks, get your sand. But leave me, odd man, out. I don't want to be involved in that other than continue to stand by my husband's side, steadfast as he goes through the process. And this is the order I really believe that's intended, that the man should anchor the land, that it should be the man, and that he build, and then he invite me in as his wife. These laws lean toward men anyway. If something was to happen and I put all these resources in this, the courts would lean towards my husband as a Ghanaian. And I already know that. I've already looked it up. I'm already aware of it. And listen, I'm not even mad about it. But for me, building in this country at this juncture is like building on sand. It's not foundational enough for me. I need the process to be cleaner, more transparent, kinder. It needs to reflect a community love, like, wow, a gift came to our community. And so we're building together because we get it. We get that this person came to bring us goodness. And with that, I could extend the right hand of friendship, and then we also could roll up our sleeves and get to working. But right now, all I'm reminded of is that parable of a house that's built on rocks. And the choice between having a house built on the rock and have a house built on the sand, I'm going to hold out for my rocks because I need whatever I build in Ghana to be grounded, to have a good, strong, clean, clear, transparent foundation. You've been listening to Dr. Wanda J. Evans-Brewer, and this is Beyond the Surface Radio. And until we meet again, be safe in God's grace.